You want to hear some good news? Stick around. Good morning, Crossroads students. Hope you guys are all doing well. And it's Andrew and...
Oh, wow, we need to do that again.
Good morning, Crossroads students. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Andrew.
I did it on purpose that time. I'm Ryan. We're totally going to leave these clips in. I love it.
And we are here to bring you some encouragement today. Ryan, we do have some good news, though, don't we?
We do have some good news. Yeah, so we Andrew mentioned it a few weeks ago, stole this idea from John Krasinski and Some Good News on YouTube. But in this world where it seems like there's so much bad news right now, we have been looking for good news. And we got another really good news story this past week, Andrew, and you know about it, and I really want to share it with everybody. There's a student from our Hampstead campus named Matt. And Matt has been hanging around C4 and coming around church for a while, and he has had something just deep down in him that I've seen for a while. I know you've seen, and we both kind of knew God was poking at his heart a little bit. And just over this whole quarantine time at home, he listened to a song on another one of our student Thomas's Instagrams, and it completely changed his life. And the good news of Jesus, the gospel message of Jesus, became real to him in that moment through a song that he listened to at home during this quarantine. And I just think that's an amazing testament to God's power and how God brings people to himself, because I think so many times, Andrew, we think that we need to be in church or some camp or, some big spiritual setting, if you will, quote unquote, to experience God like that and for lives to be changed. But I think it's so cool how God worked through a moment at home with nobody around during quarantine and coronavirus, just simply by a song on Spotify. I just think that's absolutely awesome.
It is. Isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah, it just goes to show you that no matter where you are, you can always find God. And so I love that. And if you know Matt, definitely reach out, tell him you're happy for him, follow his Instagram. And he's actually asking for ways that he can pray for people right now, which I would encourage all of you to do. That's an awesome way to stay connected and just get to know each other. And so we're going to look at this coming week. We've had a great week here talking about worship, and it encouraged me a lot, and it challenged me a lot. And so this next week, we're going to start talking about something different, and that is this. I had a verse that was sent to me from a student, and he said, hey, this would be an awesome verse to do a study on. And I was like, you know what? It would. And so I texted Ryan, and we went back and forth. And it's a really cool verse. So I'm going to read it to you. It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And I want to read you the first verse of 1 Corinthians first. And it says this: if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but I do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. I'm only noise. If I don't have love, all I am is just a voice and noise. And then he ends this chapter. We're going to skip all the way to the end, and this is the verse that we're going to look at. He says, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Paul focuses so much on love in this chapter, and it's so incredible. And so I want to first challenge you to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13 over the weekend so you can get a jump on this study. And then we're going to talk about faith, hope, and love the first 3 days. And the last day, we're going to talk about the last phrase that Paul says in this chapter. He says, but the greatest of these is love. And so we're going to talk about why love is the greatest thing. Why, no matter what we do, without love, it amounts to nothing. We're going to talk about what that means for you in your life. And so our challenge to you for this weekend is to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. With that said, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. See you soon. Bye.
Take it easy.